welcome to the Regular Joe's Podcast. I'm Dave Pisani.
I'm Barry Kay.
And I'm Todd Pleasant.
Okay, going back 2 weeks. Does everyone remember what they said would be the opening weekend for Avatar?
Oh, did we take...
I have it.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Yes. Do you want to know? Okay, here's what we said. Dave said 68 million. Todd said 80 million. Barry said 110 million.
I was
Barry's
closest.
the winner.
I was closest.
If we're Price is Right rules, because it did 134 million.
134 million North America, 435 globally.
Yeah.
Does anyone think they're going to get to the 2 billion?
Well, so here's how this compares to the other two biggest openings of 2022. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness did 442 million globally, so it was more. And Spider-Man No Way Home did 600 million globally. So it's the third highest opening.
More than Top Gun?
Wait a minute, Top Gun?
More than Top Gun. No,
Really?
no opening. I'm
Top
not talking,
Gun-
Top
not talking
Gun
about
had
total
staying
box
power.
office. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But
think
Top Gun
it's
only
gonna
made
be-
it to... it barely broke $1 billion, I think. It barely broke $1 billion. It broke $1 billion, but...
Top Gun made more than those other two movies, didn't it?
It did. It's the highest grossing film of the year.
No, Spider-Man made 1.9 billion.
I just read it was the highest grossing film of the year.
It must be U.S. film.
Ah,
I
That's
bet.
that's U.S. I'm talking globally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, I'm like, I still haven't, I haven't
The
planned to see it. I
reviews
feel
that
like
I've read, and I've been reading spoiler-free
I don't
reviews,
read reviews.
they're very, very positive. Like saying that it's a far better film than the first one.
I feel like I got to watch the first one, and that is
It's a
nearly
slog.
3-hour
I
commitment.
kind of do. I kind of do also. To be honest with you, I really don't remember that much. I mean, or you could watch Dances with Wolves again. So, really, and just
That's another
Avatar
3-hour
is more...
commitment.
but I will go on a limb and say Avatar is a more enjoyable film than Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, but
if
it's
I have
just-
to rewatch one of them...
It's one of the 12 films that has the plot of Dances with Wolves.
Right, but if I had to rewatch one of them, I'd rather rewatch Avatar, I think.
Yeah, but it's tough to make the time to do that in the holiday season. By the way, everyone, it's the holiday season.
I
So-
committed to my son Joey that we will rewatch. Well, he's never seen it. I will watch it with him, and I think we're going to try to go the day after. The day after Christmas Day. So that was at the 26th, because we're off that day. So tickets aren't on sale yet, but I'm gonna see if I can get tickets for that day. Then we'll watch it between
Tickets
now
are
and
on
then.
sale. What do you mean? Oh, for that day then.
For that day, yeah, for that
Yeah.
day. At
So
my
I don't know.
theater.
I got to figure it out because Pam and Mark both claim they never saw it. I don't know if that's true. I think they're lying.
Nobody in my house ever saw it but me.
I will say, I know a number of people who are into science fiction stuff who are just meh about this. And I think this is a film for normals. I really do. And there's a lot more of them than there are us.
People hear James Cameron and they go, "Oh, it's something
I don't know
special."
if it's
maybe. I
that,
don't
even
know.
that. I think it's something that appeals to normals a lot more than nerds.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm not excited about it. I mean, but I know it's going to take some work to actually get to see it. So
I got a
we'll
little
see.
more excited about it when I was hearing the Cinema Blend guys. I actually trust their opinions, and they were all like overwhelmingly positive about it. So,
All right, we'll see. Okay, let's go. It is. I said holiday season. You're running as you listen to this. You are out of time to buy things if you haven't bought them yet. But
yeah, by the time this show drops, you are painfully close to
You're screwed.
Actually being out of time.
Yeah. So
Unless you're
call
going to go,
Troy.
unless you're going into a store,
He'll
and,
send you
and
something.
buying in person at that point. But yeah.
Yeah.
And Troy listens, so why don't we say hi and happy holidays to Troy?
Happy holidays,
Happy
Troy.
holidays, Troy. Thank you for
And
all you
I'm
do.
sorry that we don't have a video version of the podcast for you, Troy.
Yeah. Too much of a
It's on our
long-
to-do list.
Nobody wants to see our faces.
I mean, we could do this, but then we'd have to edit it. So it's
Yeah, it's true.
pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, well, let's. Do we want to get into the topic at hand that we were talking
I
about?
think we should because let Todd go first, and
Let
then
me
we
go
should
first.
talk about it. Yeah.
Tom Cruise is freaking insane.
Tom Cruise is awesome.
He is nuts.
Okay, let me just say,
So-
he makes me feel this much less bad about turning 60 next year. Okay?
And I was going to say he makes me feel so much like I'm not a man watching those videos.
Okay, so not only are we going to ride this motorcycle off this ramp 6 times until it looks really, really good, this ramp that is over a ravine, and he's going to drop the motorcycle. He basically trash 60s.
All right, so let me just back up for a second. For anybody that has no idea what we're talking about, they released a video promoting the new Mission Impossible movie that doesn't come out till next year. But they're basically showing how they created the most epic stunt they've apparently ever created for Mission Impossible movie.
But wait, they forgot a stuntman. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise
doesn't need stuntmen.
And so they basically planned this stunt for a year, and Tom trained for a year, and they had to build. I mean, what did it cost just to build that ramp?
Okay, just before we even go there.
Go to YouTube and watch it.
He does this, including 60 practice jumps on the motorcycle, okay, on a tabletop.
Oh, no. They said he did 15,000 motocross jumps.
Okay.
And 500 jumps out of the helicopter.
Just the ones he was doing in England into
every
the boxes.
single one of these things was done without wearing a helmet, so you know it's him. Okay? Nobody anywhere.
Well, at that point, do you really need a helmet? Because I mean, you're falling off into a gorge.
Yeah, it's not the gorge thing. It's the. I will say, I think it is grossly irresponsible to show him doing this over and over again. Practices doing this over and over again, not wearing a helmet. Okay, this is someone.
Did you catch what they said?
This is someone who's part of my job is keeping kids on bikes doing dangerous things with their, to keep the helmets on their heads. Okay, and again, over and over and over again, it's like you couldn't just wear the helmet during practice. It's like
I didn't even know.
But I loved what they said. They said, "Don't be careful, be competent."
No, be confident.
Right.
Confident.
No, they said
I think it was competent.
It's competent. You better. They're basically saying you better be good at what you're doing.
Oh, and then I thought he said confident. Okay.
No, he said competent.
Yeah. Okay, because what I was reminded
There's this one shot. So watch the video. It's on YouTube. It's on Paramount Pictures. There's this one shot where him and the director are standing at the top of the ramp. That alone freaked me out.
Made me queasy just watching them.
But this guy is literally it's a riding a motorcycle into a base jump. So not only is he skydiving, he looks like he's falling within.
He's riding the motorcycle off the ramp and then arcing his chest in a way to get air, and then doing a base jump off the motorcycle as the motorcycle falls down the ravine. It's mind-boggling.
It's insane.
Pretty awesome.
It's
and
absolutely
in all
insane.
the testing that they did, they put a GPS tracker on him so that they could, because they wanted to film it with drones, so they had to know exactly where he was going to be to make sure that the drones could get. He even said the drones have to be placed optimally to get a close-up of me. And then as he's doing it, he's like, "Make sure you don't hit me. Number one thing, don't hit me with the drones."
Anyone who doesn't think Tom Cruise is awesome is crazy. He's awesome.
And he is having the time of his life doing all this.
Pure crazy. I'm not sure this is all awesome. I think there's at least 25% crazy.
There's some crazy.
Here.
Oh, there's a lot of crazy.
He is all about getting it on film, though.
I totally agree with that, but I'm saying
is there a harder working person in the entertainment business?
This is what stuntmen are for.
Exactly. This is what professional stuntmen are for. Exactly.
Yes.
You tell me any stuntman is more of a stuntman than Tom Cruise is?
No.
He's the ultimate stuntman.
And then you watched the second video, where he was basically just saying thank you for making Top Gun such a huge success, and he's standing on the open, the runner and the open door of a helicopter, and he's there with Chris McQuarrie, and they're flying with the door open, and you can barely even understand what he's saying because the wind is blowing in his face. And then he just lets go and jumps out of the helicopter, and he's still talking. And he's, delivering his thank you message while he's plummeting.
Once you've done 500 parachute drops, it's really not a big deal.
I guess
He just does so much of that. When they were practicing, he did 30 a day. 30 parachute jumps a day.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I wrote it down because I couldn't believe the numbers. They said 15,000 motocross jumps and 500 jumps out of that helicopter. And then the day they filmed it, I think they did it 6 times, right?
They did it 6 times.
Yeah.
And just to warm up, he did it without the motorcycle. Just jumped out of a helicopter.
Because they said they wanted him to get comfortable with
the feel
of the air temperature and the wind and everything.
It was nuts. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome. I no doubt about that.
July something next year. It'll be this next Mission Impossible is in 2 parts. So Mission Impossible 7 and 8 it's a 2-parter.
Dead Reckoning
and they come
part
out
1 and 2. I think
a year apart. So 23 and 24. I'll be the first one online.
And my girl Haley's in it. So
she's not even nearly as exciting as what this guy does.
I don't know. I think she's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that you just crossed the credibility line right there.
Yeah. Anyway, so we all agree Tom Cruise is awesome. All right, anyone else? What else you got? Todd?
Okay. So last week we were speculating on whether Karen Allen is in the new Raiders film. And her exact quote when asked about this was, "I could tell you, but then I would have to kill you. Seriously, I can't say a word."
So she's in it.
That does not sound like the response of somebody who didn't get a call, unless they wrote her a big check to not talk about it. Because, I mean, how much loyalty do you have to someone who put you in a film in 2008? Okay. It's like,
she must cameo in it. She
yeah,
must.
I got to think she's going to cameo.
I think she does, too.
Even if he's just, like, kissing her goodbye as he's leaving for work one day or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll see.
Do we even want to talk about the fact that Rian Johnson is still talking? Should I just skip it altogether?
Go ahead. I haven't... what else has he got now?
He got interviewed again because of his Knives Out sequel that's coming out. And so this person, it was for the Insider, asked him, basically said, would it be that big of a deal if you didn't get to make your movies? And he said, it wouldn't be the end of the world for anyone, I think, but I would be sad. I love the world. I love the people. I love Star Wars fans. I love the passion for how engaged in it they are. There's nothing like telling a story in that world and experiencing people truly connecting to it and letting you know that it's extraordinary.
Okay.
What experience did he have?
More than half of the people.
You know how you gave us those?
hated
You
it.
gave us those T-shirts that said Rian Johnson sucks. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to get a T-shirt that says Rian Johnson is pathetic. Okay, because it's like
I want to smoke what he's smoking.
but also just like stop asking. Say, look, I really like to talk about this current film. You know, if you want to take some time later and talk Star Wars, we'll do that. Move on. But he just keeps falling into this trap, and it's all people write about.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
It was the headline of this article.
Of course it was.
It was an article
And it
about
always is.
He's
Glass
very
Onion.
clickbaitable.
Yes, he is.
He's on the Smartless podcast, which I listen to. I haven't listened to this one, so I'm curious what he has to say.
I'm sure they asked him about it too.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, one of the guys likes Star Wars. I don't know. Jason Bateman, I don't think loves Star Wars, so we'll see. But Tom, whatever your name is, Ryan. Sorry, buddy.
Let it go.
So apparently they're going to cut out the Wonder Woman and Superman cameos in The Flash, which makes sense. They had said that they were both in it, and but now that they're kind of done with
But
the
I
universe.
just saw an article today that James Gunn said today on Twitter, who said Gal Gadot's done with DC? Where are you getting that information from was what has responded to somebody. So I don't even know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they're already talking about Jason Momoa is going to play. That's not Aquaman. He'd actually be a better fit for Lobo. I think they can reuse these actors. I think.
Why do they need to, though? I mean, nothing against them, but you don't owe them anything. I mean, moving on. Let's move on.
There's a little.
I think they're
hook to the heritage kind of thing if they both show up somewhere else. I think she should be Wonder Woman in every single universe, but that's just me.
I agree. I think she's a terrific Wonder Woman, but I just don't know that she has the time and interest to do it for as long as she needs.
They got to give her a do-over on that last film. It's like, yeah.
You think they would? I mean, she's kind of earned it, I think, but
yeah.
Well, she made it. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's her fault.
No, it's not her fault.
Anyway, we'll see.
I'm looking if I can find the tweet, but Keep talking. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah. I'm done. Does anyone have anything else?
I got one other thing. In January, Prop Store is doing an auction with 500 props from the various Defender series.
They did that already, though, didn't they?
They did. I know they did Daredevil, but they
did. They did them with
Shield
all
also.
Yeah, they did Shield.
They've got a ton more stuff.
They've got a ton of other.
Oh, I think I just got that in the mail. Actually, not the calendar.
A ton of other stuff. I'm going to spend $5,000 and get Misty Knight's arm.
I saw that full Daredevil costume and thought of you, Todd.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool too.
The Jessica Jones costume.
Yeah, there's a few things in here.
It still won't go cheap.
Well, is the full catalog out yet? Because when I looked at it last week, it was just the preview.
It looks like they're just previewing.
Yeah.
So
that's in when January.
January. Yep. 12th, I think.
Yeah, the catalog's got to be coming out soon then.
Yep. 12th through the 26th.
I think I got a mailer of it.
I bet the Iron Fist stuff will go real cheap.
Yep. I think you pretty much walk away with most of that. So.
That's it?
That's all I got.
That's it.
What do we do now?
I think we go to Fanboy Collectibles.
Fanboy Collectibles, check it out. It is even if it's after the holidays, you go to them. They got
some people still give cash. If you got cash,
yeah, there you
this
go.
is a
you know
place
where to spend it.
And really, what I would say is, whatever it is that you wanted that you didn't get, Fanboy's going to have it. Go there after the holidays and get yourself something nice.
Exactly. So, Hot Toys, lots of Hot Toys, obviously. Padme and Anakin from Attack of the Clones. That's pretty new and interesting.
Yeah, they look great.
Something else. Spider-Man, No Way Home, the blue and red suit, the sort of the classic suit at the end of the movie, I guess.
Yeah, that looks really good too.
That figure. In stock, which is interesting, and I don't know if we talked about this when it went for sale. Batman Forever sonar suit.
Yep.
Which, whatever you think of those movies, I didn't hate George Clooney. That's an awesome suit, though.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool suit. So, but they got so much other stuff. There's Pops and Sideshow and every price bracket you'd want. If you got someone hands you $50, someone hands you $5,000, they'll spend it. You can spend it there. So check them out, fanboycollectibles.com. Check them out at their store in Newtown, Connecticut. Tell them the Regular Joe sent you. We never actually talked right as we started before we recorded. We know what we're doing, but we didn't really talk about anything.
Can I go off on something that you wouldn't let me talk about during the ad? You wouldn't have wanted me to talk about during the ad.
Troy, this is Todd going to speak now. Go ahead.
Okay, no. The Spider-Man red and blue suit. So when I saw that last week, when they first put Hot Toys first put teaser pictures up, it is more classic Spider-Man than any suit he's ever worn. And it got me thinking, and I went back and I watched the end of the movie, and
did he not wear that suit?
He did wear that suit. I'm saying that's the only time we see it, is in the very end of the movie. And as much a kind of downer as the end of the movie is, it struck me that he's Spider-Man now. He's not Iron Man's protege. He's not. He is ready to be Spider-Man. Everything that needed. He didn't have the tragedy that he had. That Spider-Man has always had. He has it now. It was losing May instead of Ben. But I'm saying,
spoiler.
He is now he is now poised to be the Spider-Man that he's always been.
Oh yeah, totally.
And again, back to being, being totally overlooked and unknown. Okay, he's the
I gotta watch that again. I haven't seen this since I bought it on Blu-ray.
I need to go back and rewatch the whole thing, but I did, like I said, I did watch the end of it, and I was, in rewatching it, I was kind of left with a very different impression. I was more like it opens a lot more vistas than it narrows it down, and I think it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. But like I said, this is the first time he's really been out of Tony Stark's shadow, and it's a whole new game. So, and
it was kind of a downer, right? That ending was a downer, but I mean, it needed to be.
Yeah.
So.
That said, trying to convince myself I don't need a 4th Spider-Man figure, but, it's a cool suit.
Well, did you order the deluxe one?
I got the one with the crazy-ass base.
Me too. When I saw this one, I said, all right, I can't do another one.
Yep.
Whatever. I mean, it'd be cool to have the 3 Spider-Mans, and I had the one and got rid of it.
Yep.
I'm very happy with the one that I have, and it is pretty much, maybe it's not exactly this same suit, but it is, because it's not from this movie, it's from an older movie, but it's just a basic red and blue suit.
Yeah.
So
I have the first suit. I have the same one you do. I have the first suit.
Yeah.
Then I have the Iron Spider, which I love, and then I'll have this one, and then,
I'm just down with the Iron Spider, but if they do a 3-pack...
Well, they have announced all 3 of them.
Yeah,
I mean, not as a 3-pack, but you can buy them. I'm going to be... I've got to figure out where the hell I'm going to put that one with the crazy-ass base, but it looked amazing.
Yeah. It does look amazing, yeah.
Okie dokie. All right, we have 3 things to do. They all start with a W. We're going to talk about Wednesday, we're going to talk about Willow, and we're going to do What's in the Box.
Triple W.
Does anyone want to go first? I mean, does anyone want any of these? Pick one.
Well, I feel like you probably both watched Willow under duress, so do you want to?
Why don't we just
get that out of the way
medicine and talk about Willow?
Get that out of the way.
Let me tell you something. There was a lot of duress this week. So, and Barry, I love you like a brother. You know that, and I don't say this just because it pushes your buttons. Willow's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and I stand by that. But I also watched something made by, my nemesis.
That's true.
Tim Burton.
That's true. That is true.
It was a tough week for me.
Well, and I will say and stand by the fact that Willow may or may not be a good or bad movie, but it holds a place in my heart.
From your childhood at 20.
No, I'm not claiming it from my childhood. I'm claiming it from... It's a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed and still enjoy to this day, and I can see its flaws, but I love it anyway.
Oh my god!
I just want to get that out there.
Logan's Run is a movie that
because we're going to talk about this show, and I may have loved this show,
aside.
Or I may have hated this show, but I want to just go put it on the pedestal. For better or for worse, I love Willow, the movie.
Okay, I think
let's talk about this show.
Really picks up around the 4th episode. I really do. So I think it's.
You watched 4 episodes?
I watched all of it. So
you did? Okay.
I did.
All right.
Wait. I've only watched 1. How are you jumping into the 4th
I'm not
episode?
giving spoilers. I'm saying I think it really by the 4th episode, if you're going to be into this, you're into this. My thing, and I'm going to I'll try to stick with the first episode, is I do not know if you will get what you need to from this show without having seen the movie. I think they do a lot of explanation, but I do not think the explanation is done.
Well, they gave you that prologue, and they do keep throughout the first 4 episodes flashing back to the movie quite a bit. I mean, I've seen all 4 episodes too. I knew Dave wouldn't watch more than 1.
No,
Barry. If you just separate yourself from the movie, and again, I only saw the movie once, and I don't remember.
I don't remember anything about it. So.
And
they do give you enough reference. I don't know that you need to have watched it. Who the hell else would watch this freaking show if you haven't watched that movie?
If you go online, just want to say, and you read the comments for the Lord of the Rings series, okay, on Amazon, there are people who say, I never saw the movies, but I really... I'm like, what the hell?
People are stupid. Don't watch anything that's put on.
There is an audience for this that is going in cold. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure.
Well, which is also weird because you can't watch this unless you're paying for Disney Plus, and it's on Disney Plus. So anybody that cares enough to watch this should have maybe watched the movie.
I will tell you, I am going to go back and rewatch the movie. I didn't pay enough attention, and there's things that there's character names, and everybody goes, oh, and I'm like, okay, that must be important.
But there's almost nobody except for the Queen and the blonde girl.
You haven't seen 4 episodes.
Spoilers.
There's place references
Willow.
and name references. It's tied very much into the movie, and you need and I think a familiarization with the movie is helpful. I will say that. Barry, what do you think of the show, Barry?
The first episode's better than the movie, that's for sure.
Okay, Barry, what do you think of the show?
I would love for Barry to be honest, but he's gonna.
I'm going to be honest, Dave.
Skull this.
No. I no. You will not need to pick up a crystal skull. I want to like this show. I really want to like this show. So the tone is all over the place. The dialogue is far too modern, and
I was thinking that too.
The accents are all over the place. Like the original movie, for better or for worse, it felt like, I mean, other than Val Kilmer, who had an American accent, most of the other characters had British accents, and you felt like it was of a thing. And you got that Mad Mardigan was not from, he was sort of a traveler, right? He wasn't from there. These kids have American accents. The son sounds like a surfer from.
I totally was going to say surfer.
The daughter seems like an emo girl. The baker girl, who turns out to be somebody else, sounds like she's from Iowa. It's all over the place. The dialogue, the tone of it, it's just hard. I really want to like it, and as much as it pains me to say it, Warwick Davis is just not even good in it. Like,
the one scene I saw him in, you could tell he learned a little how to act, because he was just horrible in that movie.
The plot's really weak too, and that's the other thing. Maybe by the fourth episode, as Todd said, it starts to maybe take hold a little bit, but it just felt like it's all over the place, and they're glossing over certain things, and then they're dwelling on other things. I don't know. I've had and then so many, like, so the girl Jade, who's the girl that was in Solo, and she was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes,
she's actually really good, but her face just, I see her face and it just draws me right back to the character from Solo.
She's got a very distinctive look.
And then I see the kid that was in Spider-Man that plays Flash, and I can't take him seriously.
He's horrible.
I hate to typecast the kid, but he's Flash from Spider-Man. And he could have done something to his voice to change it a little bit.
Do you still feel that way after the fourth episode?
A little bit.
Because I felt like, oh God, he is totally Flash from Spider-Man.
With a fake mustache.
And I think he does a little bit more. I think he's like.
But they gave us no indication. And Dave, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling things.
I don't care.
From 4 episodes in. They gave us no indication that he was going to be somebody who knew so much about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's just spouting out these facts about things. We're like, wait a minute, how do you know any of that? Where did you learn?
I will say the whole nature of the quest thing just feels so done. It's just like it's just,
And it's like, let's put together the band of hobbits.
Oh yeah, no, this is the fellowship of whatever, and
but it wasn't even that, because it was like, well, the Dove, whatever you want to call her name, like, she wasn't even supposed to be there, right? And then
I was surprised it was her. I thought
you thought it was the daughter.
I thought no. I thought it was the redhead girl.
Yeah, I thought it was too, and I think
you're
supposed to think so.
That was too obvious.
But they handed it to you in the first 40 minutes. After the first 40 minutes, they told you who.
Well, and that was how they validated Willow. That was his thing, and that was how he was something other than a C-grade magician.
I don't even remember who this special girl, is supposed to be. What she did.
Do you remember it all in the movie Willow? There was a baby that they were trying.
That was
the
baby.
That's the baby grows up to be that girl.
She grows up throwing the baby in the river.
And so, spoilers for anybody who's listening that hasn't watched any of it, but the baby from the first movie is supposed to be this savior, magical wizard person. They hide her.
She makes donuts for a living.
Well, they hide her, and they don't tell her even who she is for her own protection. So she's basically raised as like Cinderella.
Okay, so you got to put Princess Leia somewhere. Okay, do you take her to the servants' quarters? Okay,
yeah, have her work in the kitchen.
Do you ever work in the kitchen to make donuts for you?
Place to hide her.
No, you take her to another noble house where she can blend in and learn the things she needs to do and whatever. This woman pretty much buried her
in the land.
Okay,
she does make good muffins. Apparently,
she does make good muffins.
By the way, she's 25, so it's okay to look at her and think she's cute.
Yeah, the other thing,
daughter was
she's
kinda
got to be
cute.
at least a year older than the twins, right?
Yeah, and I looked
Yeah.
up the daughter. She's 24, so it's okay to look at her and think she's cute too.
Yeah. So
The other thing, and this is really a nitpick, and it might have been in the first episode too, but in episodes 2, 3, and 4, each episode ends with a popular song done in a really crappy cover version.
yep.
Oh, really?
And it's like these songs don't fit the tone of. So episode 3, Dave, there's a crappy version of Enter Sandman at the end of it.
It's just,
Episode 2, there's a crappy version of Black Hole Sun at the end of it.
Okay. So I think on every single level, this is trying too hard. Okay.
Yes.
I think by the time you get to the 4th episode, they seem a little more comfortable with each other, and it's a little bit less. It feels a little bit less hokey. It feels like it could be going somewhere. There's consequence to things, but yeah, I will tell you.
How about the whole,
Lord
we've
of the
got to
Rings
let him die?
adaptation-
There's
the Lord
nothing
of
we
the
can do to
Rings
save him. We're going to let him
prequel
die.
Is done much better than this. Is much
Yeah.
better than this.
But the whole, there's nothing we can do. We just have to sit back and let him die thing. And then they're like, oh wait, no, there is something we can do. Let's save him.
And now
It
he's-
all
yeah.
just.
He should.
just
no
all
one's-
feels
no
so-
one's
He should
great,
have
at least in
died.
the
He should have died.
first
We're not
one.
even talking about who this is, but he should have
Yeah.
died.
Yep.
And, yeah.
I think the worst part for me is the dialogue and the way it's delivered. It just doesn't fit with the tone of this
Yeah.
universe that they're in. Forget about the movie, but they're clearly in a medieval type of environment, and where sorceries and swords and all that. But the dialogue is like so. It could be on any CW teenage show.
They should have leaned into it more if they were doing it, because you go, like, the queen doesn't speak that way, and the kids do, and it's a little mishmash. If you're going to do
Yeah.
it, and I'm trying to remember that...
And Val
movie.
Kilmer didn't have a British accent, so okay, maybe if you were raised by your dad, but you were raised by
They
your
were.
dad and your mom, and I don't know. She's very emo, the daughter, too.
You ever... What was that movie with Paul Bettany and Heath Ledger in the medieval... And I thought it had...
Oh, I know which
like-
one you're talking about. Knight's
And then
Tale?
they had, like, modern songs in it, but... They did that kind of thing better than these guys are doing it. I don't remember the name of that movie, though.
I really didn't want to crap all over this thing, but it's
I'm happy you are.
just not good.
You're going to watch season 2? Isn't it renewed already?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh.
I'll finish the season for sure. I don't know how many episodes it is. I'm guessing it's 8.
It's 30. I know it's 30 episodes.
I will finish it, but and maybe by the end of it I'll feel a little differently, but it's just not good.
Barry, did you watch the Lord of the Rings thing?
Yes.
What did you think of that?
I thought it was better than this.
It is better than this. Production-wise, it's better than this. The characters are much more consistent. You can see a path. You can see whatever. And this just seems like a kind of perfunctory, okay, we're going to make a success. If they had tried to make a new thing and not tying into something, maybe there'd be even less to it. But it just seems like it's grasping and never quite reaching anything.
I will say this, though. When you look at, and I don't know what the budget was for Willow, but I'm sure it's a fraction of what the Lord of the Rings budget was.
Yeah.
The show looks good. Like, I would say that
No
the
question.
quality of it,
and that's what I'm
looks
saying, Barry.
good.
It's like they're like rambling around these sets and stuff, and with really not much to do. And I feel like I just feel like they were really constricted by sticking to the bones of this story. And
I mean, Kasdan's involved in this. Ron Howard's involved in this. Like, this should have been better.
Did Ron Howard direct the first couple or no?
He's his executive producer.
Okay, because it didn't get Ron
No,
Howard
but it
feel to it.
with all of the people involved in this, and for how long they worked on it, and what I would imagine they had at their disposal, this should have been better.
I would say
Well,
one
comes
thing
down
I
to the
do
writing.
like is I like that Willow was the only one who thought he was going to be a great sorcerer.
Yeah.
And he's not. And and I think that's good. I think it would have been too easy to make him extremely competent and be the one that everybody has to rally. They kind of hang on everything he does.
Yeah. And I almost don't even feel like there's enough Easter eggs in it. Like, there was a nice Easter egg at the very end of episode 4 that you could blink and miss, but I almost don't feel like there's enough in it for those of us that have been following.
What was the significance of where he was at the end of 4?
That castle is the castle that the final battle takes place in the movie Willow.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was important. I just didn't understand why.
And then the main villain, the main villain was the witch, but her main henchman, he had a very distinct helmet and mask, and that mask was in the ground as they were walking past it at the end of the episode. Okay. That was the Easter egg. I'm like, that was amazing. That was the guy. That was the main bad guy. He had a helmet with a skull on it, and it was like embedded in the ground still. So that was cool. But
if you don't tell me to watch more, I'm not going to watch more. I did keep thinking, and I will say, I think it gets better as it goes along, but I just don't. There's no hook. There's nothing there that it's like I just got to see the end of the story.
Yeah.
And
no, I'm with you. I mean, I did like, again, I'm getting a little spoilery, but after Laura Dannon did do the magic that she did, that, her blonde hair started that had the streak of red in it. So she is going back to the red hair, but I don't know. It's just not great.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah. It's
and there's a lot of this kind of stuff out there between House of the Dragon and the Lord of the Rings show, and there's a bunch of stuff that is in this kind of genre. And you know what it made me think of too, which they're working on a Star Wars series right now with Jude Law. That's Jude Law and a bunch of kids. It's called Skeleton Crew, and all I could think of is, geez, I hope it's not like this. I really hope it's better than this.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Good stuff.
All right, so I did not Crystal Skull. I did not hold back.
You didn't Crystal Skull.
Wow, I'm very impressed.
I wish I could have been more positive.
I went in with a very open mind, and I just kept telling myself that for the money they're spending on this, the effort they're putting into this, it's got to be a little better than this, and I'm not sure if it's there yet. So, if you do continue and it does get better, let me know.
I'm going to finish it just because it's Willow, so I'll finish it. But
of course,
I like Willow.
Yeah,
not liking the show so much, but I like the movie.
Okay. Let's go to the next W. Wednesday, Tim Burton, unfortunately. So wait, I've only watched one episode.
I've only watched one episode also.
I've seen the whole series.
Oh my god.
And before, so I waited to say something about Willow. I want to say something right up front on this one.
Go ahead.
I feel like the Tim Burton of it all is toned down a little bit from what I was expecting.
Totally do, and that's why I think I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
It definitely does not feel, and I'm curious if I definitely got more Addams Family, obviously, than I got Tim Burton, and I'm glad, because sometimes I'm going to put aside my Planet of the Apes hatred for him and stuff, but there's some stuff that's people like it for it's very Tim Burton, and that sometimes it's a little much.
This is not Tim Burton-esque. Okay, the things that make something a Tim Burton thing just are absent here. You can see influences, but it's not. It's more. If you told me that like this was inspired by Tim Burton's work, I could kind of see that.
But it's inspired by the Addams Family.
I know that. But I do. But what I'm saying is, you don't see the heavy hand of Tim Burton in this.
Yeah.
Even the episodes that he directed.
And Tim, if you're listening, I hate you. I'll give you credit for your not
restraint.
Putting your stink all over it.
Now, here's a question, Todd. You've seen it all? Does it get more Tim Burton-y as it goes?
No, it does not. It does not.
Okay, then I might actually continue watching.
It is of a similar tone throughout. It's good. I mean, I liked it. I
got to say here's a show. I mean, unlike Willow, Willow's an ensemble. This is Wednesday. This girl, and I don't know her from anything. I know she's been a couple screaming. I mean, she's carrying this freaking
She carries this
show, and she's does an amazing job.
She does an amazing job. I think the roommate is very good and gets better as she goes along.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think some of the other characters are very kind of cardboardy, but they do flesh out a little bit. The casting of her parents is terrible. It's utterly terrible.
Oh, I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it because that was where I was going next.
Better. Okay. There are.
I thought they were good as
there
the
are
cartoon
flashbacks.
versions.
There are flashbacks to younger versions of themselves. The younger versions of themselves are better than they are. Not much.
I can live with Catherine Zeta-Jones, although I think she's a little too wooden for what I remember of Morticia, but I don't understand him as Gomez.
He looks exactly like the drawing.
He looks like the drawings. I get that.
He is just like the drawing, and I totally defend that. I will say, if we never saw them again after the first episode, it would have been better.
I think their look is good. I agree. There's not much to their... I mean, they're basically cameos, unless they're in a lot more.
There's 2 episodes where they're in much more extensive in the end. And I'm saying if they had left it cameos and made it just about her, it would have been better. Because when they're much more prominent in it, they are far less Gomez and Morticia than they need to be.
Really interesting.
Yeah. So, and I'd be interested to see if you disagree with me, but we'll see.
I mean, my only reference is the show, and I thought Carolyn Jones was great. I thought whatever his name is was a little over the top,
but you know what? This is like
John
in
Astin.
between the Angelica Houston. You mean?
No. I'm not talking about the movies. I'm talking about Carolyn Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, and
the TV show.
And
I've-
Jennifer
No,
Aniston's
but when I'm
dad,
saying,
right?
you're saying, okay, no, I was talking about Morticia's strictly.
Jennifer Aniston's dad. Her dad was an actor, and he just died. As
He
a
did.
matter
He
of fact.
just
kidding.
died.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
John Astin.
I know. I was.
I like John
don't-
Astin. He was.
He was not Gomez.
No, but all we had before that was really the cartoon, right? So,
But
I
he's
don't even
Gomez
know
to
the
me
cartoon.
because that's what I remember the
Yeah.
Addams Family
Yeah.
as. And
I don't
get
think
that there
I've
was a
ever seen the
cartoon,
movies.
but
I
I've
think
never seen the
Raul
cartoon.
Julia was a better Gomez. I think he was.
I didn't like Angelica Houston, though.
I didn't
Carolyn
either, but I'm
Jones
saying I
is
think he was a
great-
better Gomez. He
great
had that.
I agree. To me, Gomez needs to be a little bit more suave and a little less.
That's not
troll-like.
him, though.
I get it,
that's
but
not-
in my mind, that's what I think.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
get it. Anyway, enough about that. The
so-
girl is Jenna Ortega.
Yeah,
is
she
great,
was
I think.
fantastic.
Okay, so the thing that she does now, my fear in watching this is that, and I'm not going to give spoilers, but I'm just saying, was that they would like soften her character, okay, and make her like just get all these friends and all this kind of stuff like that. She stays very much the character that she is to her detriment. Okay, there's like opportunities for people to help her, and she refuses because she doesn't want to have friends, and I think they did a really good job with this, and
I can identify with her.
I think I will say, Dave, you're just going where I was going. I was saying she's antisocial. She's got a number of, let's say, flawed personality traits.
Check.
But
What else you got?
I associate with this character on many levels. The way she delivers the deadpan, shocking lines is brilliant, and it continues throughout. So it's like she talks about like how school is torture and they do this and they do this, and she says, I should be loving this. It's just like it's.
I don't really remember Wednesday from the show.
She was a non-entity. She was just this kind of creepy little kid off in the corner, and this is much more a take on the movie Wednesday, and taken to a further level.
I don't
Well,
remember
and
those
for
movies.
Todd, having worked for many, many, many years at an all-girls
Oh my God!
boarding school,
And I will say there are
This must
things.
really
not even
resonate
just
with you.
that. Having basically worked at boarding schools for 25 years, okay, they have Parents' Weekend. It looks like a Parents' Weekend. Okay, it's like you get all these parents, and you're like looking at, oh yeah, that's totally that person's parents. It's there's certain things to this, but I will say this show is brilliant on a number of levels. They get a kind of Hogwartsy thing going without really being that. Okay, they fall into this creepy teen thing that the void was left for by Sabrina when that ended, and that was people like that, and it does it really, really well. And I was a little dubious about this, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not the audience for this, but I did 8 episodes in 2 days, and I would watch another season of this. It is all on her.
I think it's renewed already.
Yeah.
Isn't it like one of the most popular shows?
Oh yeah, no,
I think it's the second most popular thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
Behind maybe
Stranger Things, right?
Stranger Things, the newest season. It's which is interesting to me. Where are these people coming from? So, I mean, I'm not denying it but it's interesting that would be like that big of a show.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are these people like, I love Tim Burton. Oh, I love the Addams Family. Oh, a teen drama.
I just think it's
dark.
I think it resonates with teenage girls, which is just a huge audience, and then it also is resonating with. Addams
has she
Family,
been in a lot of stuff? I know
age.
she was in Scream. I don't know what else she's been in.
I don't know, and honestly, I don't care what else she's done. She does this character absolutely perfectly. This is I say she is going to be somebody to watch. She steps into this role, absolutely makes it hers, and the more you read, because I did read a couple articles, the more you read about it, a lot of this is on her. A lot of this is not.
Yeah, I think so.
She has this incredibly erect posture that she just maintains through absolutely everything. And it's like, because she's just so rigid, but she conveys that with every single movement.
I like that.
And it's just great. And you can't, this is not much of a spoiler because people talk about this everywhere. There's a dance scene, and I think you saw some of it.
I haven't seen it, but I heard
it's like a huge big deal on TikTok now and everywhere. She does not have a dance background personally, but she choreographed this herself. And she came up with this herself. And basically, it's a lot of like very jerky movements and almost like death poses and stuff. And at times during this dance, basically she looks like she's been hit by a car several times. It's really cool. And
she was in the Foo Fighters Studio 666 movie.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't realize
and again,
that.
that's what I'm saying. But it's a fusion of this actress and this character that, like I said, I think is absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I hope she does other amazing things beyond this. But I'm saying this kid's got a ton of talent. And
you want to feel old? She was born in 2002.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's no question.
She's 20 at least.
I know she's 20, but that sounds like that should be like a kid, like a little kid.
Yeah.
But no, it's not.
So
it's interesting. I think this, and again, having only seen one episode, they did a great job with that school. I think it's the actual building. It's a castle. I want to say Romania, but I don't think it's Romania. But so that's place. The town looks very fake, though. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
That town looks like a backlot.
Yeah.
A little too much like a backlot for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
That could be.
Because you notice how in like Beetlejuice, some of the places look very fake, and I don't know if they were going for that, but it's very backlot.
Even in the Batman movies that Tim Burton made, the way that he designed Gotham, it just didn't even seem real.
Yeah, but
so that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, the room is really cool with that. How they did
that room is
fantastic. The room is great. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed the first episode. I'll go back and watch more.
Yeah, I'll watch it, Tim.
And I guess the
Dave is softening on Tim Burton.
I'm softening on Wednesday.
Well, it's probably the least Tim Burton thing Tim Burton's ever done.
It is, and he's gone after like the first 3 episodes, I think. The roommate does a great job. It's a tough role, and it's all over the place. But here you got a person. She is basically the foil to a person who shows no emotion whatsoever, and and she's. Again, I think she does great, and I think it's a critical relationship to it. And there's some cool things with that too. But again, I liked it a lot more than I expected to. I thought it was very novel, and good cast. They did a good job. It's definitely a teen drama. There's no question about it.
Yeah. But I think it's connected back to our youth.
But it's a teen drama that's well done enough that it's definitely palatable. So
better than most of Nancy Drew.
I will say, Dave, there's some Nancy Drew-esque element.
There is definitely. I got the sense there is.
This is probably more Nancy Drew than Nancy Drew was. So
yeah, the first season of Nancy Drew was okay. Then it just got worse.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So I guess we're calling it a thumbs down and a thumbs up. It sounds like.
Yeah, thumbs up.
If Barry didn't like Willow, it's a thumbs down, no matter what anyone else says.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll report back after the season's over and tell you if I thought it got any better. But
definitely, if you guys have different opinions after watching the rest, if you do watch the rest of this, but like I said, I very much liked it. So
they dropped the whole thing.
They did drop the whole thing.
I'm surprised they're doing that, especially the way it's performing too.
Yeah.
Anyway, okie dokie. All right, let's go. What's in the box?
Show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Regular Joe's What's in the Box.
Barry, what's in the box?
Well, I got a Hot Toys figure I want to talk about, and you know I love Hot Toys.
But
sounds
like there's a but in there.
Well, so let's talk about it. So I got Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
There are elements of this figure that are really, really impressive, and there are elements that are really not. There's been a lot of discussion online. People are very unhappy with this figure for some reasons. I don't know how well it's translating. The head sculpt is a great head sculpt. It's just not right for Back to the Future 1.
It's got a weird look on it.
He's definitely got a puzzled look, and it's like, I think they were going for the whole... it's almost like his character from Taxi more than his character from Back to the Future.
The open mouth is a really odd choice.
Now, here's the thing. They did a Back to the Future 2 Doc Brown a couple years back. This is the exact same head sculpt. All the way down, there's 2 slots on either side of the head where his visor sunglasses popped in, and they didn't even bother to fill them in.
Really?
Yeah, so that is my first nitpick, is that, and I took some pictures. I'm going to text you guys. In the right light, this looks like a human being. Like it's a great head.
I tell you, the sculpt looks amazing.
But
it's just not the right expression.
It's not the right expression, and it's not the right hair, and it's not the right Doc Brown for the first movie.
Is there a first movie Doc Brown with a different head sculpt?
Nope, this is the only first movie Doc Brown they've ever done.
Why would they make the second movie first?
I don't know.
I wonder if they didn't get the approval on the sculpt they made for that, and they had to fall back or something, because that's really odd.
Now that said,
that's not the
no, it's not the right expression.
That's not the Hot Toys way.
No, and that said, he comes with an amazing amount of accessories.
Look at that.
Awesome.
The tool, every one of those is a separate tool that you have to put in there. The tool belt is amazing. He's got a roll of duct tape, of electrical tape that hangs at the bottom of this thing. That's a separate piece. He's got a clipboard with all these pages. He's got a pocket protector with pens and clips and papers that clip. I mean, the accessories are amazing. The controller is unbelievably amazing. Like,
that's
even
wild.
The back of it, all the labels on it. I mean, this thing is incredible. Then there's the plutonium box, which looks really cool. And you open it up, and it's got all the vials of plutonium in it.
Oh, look at that.
Except the shell is made of cardboard.
Really?
Which is weird. The handles and the clasps are all plastic. The corner pieces are plastic. But the actual box is cardboard.
Those boxes are pressboard.
There's no hinge.
Oh, there isn't.
So it's just a cardboard thing that's going to, over time, probably...
Well, you're not going to move that a lot, but...
It won't stay open on its own. They give you a plastic clip that you can put in there to keep it open. It displays just fine, just like this, and that's how I'm going to display it in my cabinet, so it's fine. But people are really upset that, like, with all the money this figure costs, they should have made this out of plastic, and I kind of have a hard time disagreeing, although it displays really well, and if you're not playing with it, it really doesn't matter. So it's And I took a picture of him in there in my case with Marty, and it looks really good, but it's just not. It's not Hot Toys' best. It's not Hot Toys' best work.
I think they never got sign off on that head, on the head they made for this figure, and so they went with the one that they had. There's no explanation.
Take a look at the pictures I just texted you.
I have a gajillion Iron Man figures, and every single one's got a different Tony Stark head. They didn't reuse them ever. They made there's a different sculpt on every single one of these things.
I mean, there are literally two little holes on the sides of his head where you think they would have at least filled them in.
Yeah, it's just it. Why would they do that? That makes no sense. And that is,
look at the pictures I just sent you.
It's a very distinctive
it looks
expression.
Like a human being in those pictures.
It's not a neutral look at all.
No.
Yeah. That's tough.
So, I mean, in general, he looks good standing behind Marty in my display case, but it's as a standalone thing, it's a little disappointing. But, I mean, the level of detail in the accessories is off the charts. It's like unbelievable how many little pieces he comes. He's got a wristwatch on each wrist. He's got a wire that goes to a clip that goes over his finger, some kind of thing he had on his hand. He's got a stopwatch that hangs around his neck. He's got a million little pieces. But it all falls apart with the face.
Okay.
So, anyway.
So, speaking of it all falling apart. Okay. Back to the future. Okay? Just bear with me for a second here. Okay? Marty goes into the past. Marty comes back from the past to a changed future, right? Where Marty's life is good. Okay? Where it's no longer the Twin Pines Mall, it's the Lone Pines Mall. Marty has a cool truck. Marty's parents are very successful. Okay? But in that future, Marty is going into the past. Because we see that when Marty arrives. Right? We see the DeLorean leave.
Yes.
What does that Marty do? You see what I'm saying? Marty has already fixed this. No, but I'm saying he has already fixed this timeline or changed this timeline.
But Marty didn't leave because things were bad.
No, but what I'm saying is, but he had a profound change on things. I'm saying, where's this Marty going and what is this Marty going to do? Is this Marty, you see what I'm saying?
Maybe Marty's just going and coming back to the same future.
So this Marty just has no consequence whatsoever.
I don't know. Okay. Todd, what's in the box?
Yeah, Todd, what's in the box?
These things bother me. Okay.
That's why time travel is so difficult.
So, I have had all the pieces to make Man-Thing, the Build-A-Figure for Man-Thing, for quite a while now, except one leg. I'm sorry, except his two arms and one leg. So the two arms were an easy acquisition. The leg was a pain in the ass. I ended up buying a figure, taking it out of the box, and then selling the figure in order to finish Man-Thing. But after the Halloween special, the Werewolf by Night Halloween special, I needed to get Man-Thing. And it's really, really cool. He's quite a bit taller than, as the Build-A-Figures are, quite a bit taller than the other Marvel Legends figures. I have Tigra here for scale. And it's just awesome. So now they need to make
Is that the only Man-Thing figure?
They have not made the only other one they did was terrible. It was really not good. Now they need to make an Ilsa Bloodstone figure, and I would totally display the two of those together.
The Nevers is canceled, by the way.
What's that? Yeah,
no more Mrs. True.
So anyways, this, and it's like I said, I have a little more money into this than I wanted to, but it's a Build-A-Figure because that's what happens, and but it's very cool. It's one of the better ones. It's awesome. The Nevers. So since we're going to sidetrack all these things tonight, not only was the second, it's technically not the second season, it's the second half of the first season.
There's talk someone else could pick it up.
They've got to. It's in the can. It's ready to go.
Oh, is it really?
Just never Max,
they're going to write everything off.
That is so weird. Unless
not only that, they're taking even Westworld off.
Yeah,
they're going to put it on one of their free something or other.
Yeah, so they're talking about creating a new free Fast channel that they're going to put some of this stuff on.
Yeah,
They're just
but
freaking.
I thought the Nevers was good, and there's
it was like a whole reveal at that.
And again, there's a second half to this first season that they basically were just finishing up, and we were supposed to get whenever, and they never. Yeah. So
well, this is why I have such a hard time getting involved in new shows, just because you just
this
no
was
guarantee.
really, it's really odd.
Yeah.
It really is, and there's a lot of weird shit going on there. That's all.
Dave, before we go to yours, I just have a quick question. Did either of you guys either see or get your hands on any of the 6-inch Indiana Jones figures?
No.
They're just starting to show up. I didn't buy any of them either, but I did watch like a YouTube review of them. Some of them look really good, and some of them look but
They're like Black Series ones.
yeah, they're Black Series Indiana Jones
I wouldn't
6-inch
even know
figures.
where you get stuff like that. Where do you
I
buy
guess
things like that?
Amazon.
Oh, it's not.
Or HasbroPulse.com or whatever their
I
website is.
I don't got
Yeah.
any space for that stuff.
No, some of them look good. They have an indie from Temple of Doom with the white coat with the black suit. Looks really cool.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
White coat with the black.
Yeah,
Dinner
the chicken
jacket.
skewer
The
scene.
white dinner jacket.
Oh! You mean the tuxedo?
Yeah, whatever. The Club Obi-Wan figure.
Oh, that would be cool. I need that to go.
You
with
need that.
My,
That's
totally need that.
I've seen a review of that. All right, so Dave, what's in the box?
Okay, this is something I came across just offhand on Amazon. So a couple of years ago, I guess it's years ago, someone on the RFP was making the John Wick coins. I think I bought 2. I think I gave 1 to Sean or somebody. I bought 3. And they were okay. I mean, I don't know if you can see, they're sort of like not super crisp. But anyway, I don't remember what I paid for these. $25 a piece, maybe? I don't remember. So I'm coming across something on Amazon, and they were selling 5 John Wick coins for $25.
Oh, wow.
And they are amazing. I mean, they are like a solid gold coin and super crisp. So, not that it's it, but I'm like, $5 a piece, and they come in a set of 5 or a set of 10. I'm like, I gotta get them, but they're amazing. So if you haven't gotten John Wick coins and you want them, go on Amazon, look them up. They did an amazing job. I can't believe they're only $5 a piece.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah, and they're in the little things, but they're.
Well, I guess when you're mass producing them, it's not. It's easier
But
to
it's
make
just
them,
like an
but-
oddball thing
Yeah.
to just show up. It's not like it showed up anywhere else.
Are they licensed from the
I don't think
studio?
so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just funny to see them on Amazon.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, they're even in the little coin protectors. Those are 50 cents a piece, probably. I want to have... My goal is to have the stack, like when he breaks open his floor and opens that case of his guns, to have the like 10 stacks of them. But I got a little ways before I get there.
Yeah, I see them on Amazon for $25. Arrives
Yeah.
if I bought it right now, it arrives before Christmas.
There you go. Mine just came tonight. I mean, if you
crazy.
need some John Wick coins, you cannot go wrong with those. At all. So check them out.
Nice.
Okay, so that's all the W's. We'll do a year-end wrap-up show at some point. We just don't know exactly when, but we'll do that.
Soon. Yeah, we need to follow up on our New Year's resolutions, collecting resolutions from last year, and see if any of us stuck to them or not.
Some are ugly, I'm sure. But we'll do that. Everyone, if you celebrate Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, happy all those things. Happy Festivus. We didn't have any airing of grievances.
No, it is the holiday season. Maybe I'll try to have a grievance to air for next week just to, keep it real.
Work on that, Barry. You can get there.
Although
Yeah.
my entire Willow review was kind of an airing of
That
grievances.
is an airing of grievance right there. All right. So everyone have a great holiday. We will see you before or at the new year. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.